So for the month of October, I want to do something a little different. Normally, I do a montage AMV showcasing different scary anime, or I will do just a straight up AMV. This year, on top of doing my episode summary / reviews of Seraph of the End and Cheer Boys or whatever, I also want to talk about, some of my favorite Halloween spooky animes and hopefully get you guys to watch it. I'm going to try to go somewhat spoiler free, but there might be some spoilers, so be aware. And for today, I want to talk Ghost Hunt, a very complexly good yet bad spooky anime. So here we go. Ghost Hunt is the anime about a girl named Mai who finds out that she has latent psychic powers. And due to a misunderstanding and a huge accident mishap, she ends up becoming employed by the mysterious Naru. Now, Naru is not actually his name. I can't say his real name because it's technically a spoiler, but they call him Naru because he's considered very narcissistic. And he has this whole thing where he's like a genius despite only being 16. He's already graduated high school and all that. And he hunts ghosts and investigates paranormal situations. Mai ends up becoming his secretary and helping him out. And they just go through like episodic adventures, basically, with other people who are also like psychics or like mystic people. In the English dub of Ghost Hunt, Naru, pictured here, is voiced by Todd Heppercorn, and he does a glorious job just playing this very pretentious, cool, just, mean-spirited guy, but you can't help but like him in a way. He's a very complex character. There is a con to him, though. The anime and the first, 6 volumes of Ghost Hunt, where it was intended to end, does not accurately explain his character or why he is the way he is. So be aware of that. There's a huge mystery surrounding him, involving a family member and why he's actually in Japan, because he's not actually full Japanese. He's actually English and from England. And they will never explain it in the anime, and it doesn't really explain the manga. There's a whole spin-off series that was never translated to English, and it was terrible, and the author pretty much said that her heart was not into it. So if you choose to pursue this series, be aware there will be unanswered questions. If you want spoilers, just let me know. I'll tell you. But, it's pretty disappointing, actually. Next is the protagonist, Mai, who is an orphan, because of course she is. And she's very clumsy. She's very eager to help, but she also has, this thing where, / running gag, where she always kind of, wears on her face exactly what she's thinking, so she's very easy to read. And Naru knows, and I feel like he just uses that to his advantage and amusement. She does develop a huge crush on Naru because of certain things that happen throughout the series. But I must repeat, as a cautionary warning, the author does not do romance well and was not into this. Just be aware of that. But she's a pretty lovable character. She's just, she's just doing her best. There's actually a love triangle with Miss Hara, this girl, who's a medium, and she allows ghosts to possess her body to help solve crimes, and she can see ghosts and all that. And she also loves Naru and actually has information on Naru that she uses to her advantage to make him go on quote-unquote dates with her, but they're not really dates. So throughout the whole series, Miss Hara and Mai are always just kind of butting heads. The one thing I really love about Ghost Hunt, though, is, again, the paranormal mysteries. They do a really good job, in my opinion, of really just creeping you out. There are several moments throughout the whole series where I'm just hooked based on all these paranormal stuff going on, trying to figure out like what's going on, what's going to happen next. I had nightmares the first time I watched this series. No freaking lie. The creepiest episode ever involved this doll. I know this doll seems innocent, but once you get to this episode and you get to the scene that I'm thinking of, you will understand. It is so unnerving, in the music in the background and the reactions and the voice acting is just, oh my God, I almost screamed. Guys. I hate that doll with all of my life and soul and being. I hate it. It creeps me out. The second episode that gets me every time is the Christmas special episode. It's like a 2-parter, I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not creepy or scary. It's just so tragic and sad what happens. And I cry every time I watch it, every time. Be aware, guys, you're gonna need some Kleenex. As the team builds and gets bigger and bigger, it further becomes enriched by each unique character's personality and quirks and how everybody interacts in their quote unquote, I guess, unofficial family builds. It just really, I think, enriches the story, and you really wish you get to know more about every character that joins. And I think that also hurts it in a way because, again, we don't get to know everything unless you read the novels, which, again, are not that good. And a lot of people don't even consider them canon. So be aware of that. They don't exist. They don't exist. I mean, for the American audience, they might as well not exist. I did come across a fan translation once, and I did read it, but I can't find it anymore. And it really frustrates me. But it's so bad. It's so bad. And it basically changes the whole premise of the show and how you view it. And it becomes less about ghost hunting and more about Naru. And he just makes him out to be a very depressing person, which in a way, yeah, he is. His backstory is very depressing, but I feel like some aspects of it kind of like muddle things, especially when it comes to the relationship between Mai and him as well. And it just kind of ends bleakly for Naru, in my opinion. So, and again, I don't want to say too much because spoilers. I'm trying to be vague, guys. I will say this much, it does almost ruin the visions Mai has in almost every episode, because every episode, pretty much, she passes out and she sees Naru and they have conversations in basically the spirit realm, or he'll help her out and tell her where she needs to look into whatever to solve the latest paranormal mystery. And it really builds in on the romance between Mai and Naru. But if you read the novel, or you know what happens in the novel, this gets ruined, and I hate that. It's a good anime by itself without the added fodder. My suggestion is just watch the anime. Don't look deeper. Just don't, okay? Just stay there. Don't look into it further. Don't look into the novels. Just enjoy the anime as it is. All in all, as far as spooky anime goes, I would honestly give just the anime, nothing else, just the anime, I would easily give it an 8 out of 10.